Bossier City politicians will officially have term limits. But what kind of term limits they have is still up in the air. KTBS 3's Sydney Lane has the very latest on the term limits battle. Sydney.
Brenda, on Saturday, Bossier City citizens voted for a version of term limits that was put forth by the Bossier City Charter Commission, and it passed. But in May, citizens will vote on a different version.
The version passed on Saturday would allow someone to be in office for 3 terms, sit out a term, and then run again. The version that the Term Limits Coalition fought for goes on the ballot in May. It limits elected officials to 3 terms in office. The coalition feels like having 2 versions may confuse voters.
The citizens passed the Bossier City Charter Commission's version of term limits. The Bossier Term Limits Coalition and the Bossier Term Limits PAC feels like that the citizens in Bossier City thought that the term limits they were passing may have been the ones that were ordered on the ballot by the Second Circuit and 26 JDC.
The coalition does have some concerns if citizens will vote in May, but they are planning to educate the citizens until the May election date.
There's a concern that citizens may perceive that they've already voted for term limits, then why go vote again? Bossier Term Limits Coalition has not determined exactly what our strategy is going forward, but we anticipate that there will be some canvassing, definitely some online information that's put out.
Bossier City Mayor Tommy Chandler has been for term limits since day one. Chandler says he's glad to see that citizens have options for what kind of term limits they want.
When I walked the city, when I first ran my first term, I walked door to door and I asked questions about, hey, you know, what do you want out of Bossier? And a lot of people said that they wanted to see term limits. So that's why I ran for term limits, and I'm glad that passed. So the other people, they put out there, you know, the retroactivity. I'm for either one.
If the May version passes, then that will be what the city abides by. Election day is May 3rd, and early voting for that election begins April 19th.